Hey, Crash Course fans! Today we're diving into the world of textbooks, teachers, and yes, even homework to explore the U.S. Department of Education. The United States Department of Education is a cabinet-level department of the United States government. It began operating on May 4, 1980, having been created after the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare was split into the Department of Education and the Department of Health and Human Services by the Department of Education Organization Act, which President Jimmy Carter signed into law on October 17, 1979. You might be wondering, what does the Department of Education actually do? Think of it as a giant support system for schools across the nation. While individual states have the primary say in how they run their education systems, the Department of Education lends a helping hand by setting national education policy, administering funding, and collecting data to see what's working and what's not. It's kind of like a coach on the sidelines, cheering on schools and students to reach their full potential. From pre-K classrooms to college lecture halls, the Department of Education works to ensure equal access to education and promote academic excellence across the country. And like any good coach, they come with a playbook, a whole bunch of programs and initiatives designed to help students succeed at every step of their educational journey. Because, as we all know, education requires resources. Just how big is the Department of Education's wallet? It's the smallest of any cabinet-level department, employing about 4,100 full-time employees in 2023. The next closest was Housing and Urban Development, with around 8,100 full-time employees in 2023. The Department of Education has received 4.0% of all federal funding in 2024, totaling $268.35 billion. That makes it the sixth highest funded federal agency. Each budget cycle, Congress will either cut or appropriate more money for this department. It funds a wide range of programs, from providing free meals to students in need to supporting research on innovative teaching methods. A big chunk of the money also goes directly to states to help them run their schools and provide a quality education for all students, regardless of their zip code. And when you consider the importance of education for our nation's future, it's easy to see why the Department of Education gets such a hefty chunk of the federal pie. So next time you hear folks talking about the federal budget, remember that education is a big part of that conversation. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How does the Department of Education actually support K-12 education? Well, think back to those programs we mentioned earlier. One of the big ones is Title I, which provides funding to schools in low-income areas to help level the playing field for disadvantaged students. Then there's the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, which makes sure that students with disabilities receive the support they need to succeed in the classroom. The Department of Education also doles out grants for things like school improvement initiatives, teacher training programs, and efforts to boost STEM education. But the Department of Education's influence goes beyond just handing out cash. They also set policies that impact classrooms across the country. For example, they played a key role in implementing the No Child Left Behind Act and its successor, the Every Student Succeeds Act, which aimed to hold schools accountable for student achievement. While these policies have been met with their fair share of debate, there's no denying that the Department of Education has a significant impact on what happens in our nation's K-12 classrooms. Now, let's talk about college. For many high school graduates, the thought of soaring tuition costs and mountains of student loan debt can be terrifying. But fear not, future college grads, because the Department of Education is here to help. Pell Grants are golden tickets to college for low-income students. These grants provide financial assistance, making higher education a reality. The Department of Education also manages federal student loans. They handle everything from loans to repayments. Federal loans often have lower interest rates and flexible repayment options. The Department of Education can be your best friend or worst enemy in financing college. We've only scratched the surface of what the Department of Education does. From adult education to career training, their reach extends far beyond traditional settings. Other federal agencies like the Department of Veterans Affairs also play a role in education. That's it for today, Crash Course fans. Until next time, keep on learning. Hope you enjoyed the information. Please like, comment, and feel free to subscribe if you'd like. Thanks again.